China is the world's largest shipbuilder, but this is the first time that the country's delivered a domestically built cruise ship. The launch of the Adora Magic City comes as China is looking to get its cruise industry back on track after the disruption of the COVID pandemic. Industry experts say that China has the potential to become the world's biggest cruise tourism market, forecast to have between 8 and 10 million passengers a year by 2030. And China's cruise industry is expected to grow by 13% over the next 4 years to reach a market value of around $3 billion. Shanghai is the largest cruise port in Asia. It aims to have 2.5 million visitors annually within the next 2 years. And despite being a late entry into the market, the homegrown Adora Magic City is ready to shake up the cruise industry. It will be the world's first 5G ship and have the largest duty-free shop at sea. And China isn't stopping there. It's already building a second large cruise ship, expected to enter service in 2025. Well, let's talk now to Stewart Chiron, who's a cruise industry expert. Good to have you back on the programme, Stewart. Thanks for joining us. So perhaps even more than other types of holiday or modes of transport, we saw the cruise industry take a huge hit during the COVID pandemic, didn't we? I wonder how it's doing now.
Well, I could tell you, having done 39 cruises since the restart, the cruise industry is bouncing back extraordinarily well, and essentially all the cruise lines are back, the occupancies are higher, and passengers are paying more money.
So let's focus on China for a moment. It wants to have a bigger presence in the cruise tourism industry. How do you see that shaping up?
Well, the forecasts are a little large. It's going to take China. Many of the cruise lines that had been sailing there are essentially gone for the most part. So China is essentially starting over. There is a tremendous amount of potential there, and with the Adora Cruises, which is a joint venture with Carnival Corporation, they've got a nice 135,000 ton ship coming online, and that's going to prove very well.
So we know that China builds cruise ships for other countries, but this is going to be its first domestically built large cruise ship, about to get its a license to go to sea, if you like. How much of a milestone is this for China's cruise industry?
Well, I mean, to have their first homegrown cruise ship that's going to be able to sail internationally, that's very good. They'll be able to sail to many of the destinations around the world. It's only one ship. It won't have much of an impact, but as they build more, they have 2 other ships and that they got with the joint venture, and they are in the process of building the second ship. So it's going to take some time. It's very good for them to be able to build their own local ship with the help of the Europeans who are showing them how to build a cruise ship, and it should do very well.
So China wants to be an increasingly big player in the global cruise tourism market. What will be the main challenges it faces in trying to do that?
Well, they have to be able to, one, build the ships, and 2, fill the ships. Cruise passengers in China travel in much shorter durations than passengers around the world. Many people are going for 3, 4, 7 days, 2 weeks at a time, when most of the Chinese passengers tend to go in shorter spurts, 3, 4, or 5 nights. But it's going to take a lot of ships in order to reach these larger numbers. But I can tell you, having just come back from sailing in the Mediterranean, there were a lot of Chinese passengers on these various ships that I was just recently on. And it's nice to see the world finally reopening again.
And more broadly, the cruise industry has come in for some criticism, hasn't it, on its environmental footprint, something that's mattering increasingly to potential customers. Does the industry need to reinvent itself in this area?
Well, it's already been doing that. It's spending billions of dollars. It's inventing new technologies that are being used not only in the cruise industry, but they've taken a leadership role, and that's going to help the maritime industry reduce the carbon footprint across the fleets of not only the cruise industry, but the entire maritime industry.
OK, Stewart, great to get your thoughts today. Thank you for joining us. That's Stewart Chiron, the cruise industry expert.